Welcome to a brief overview of what an Education, Health and Care Needs Assessment is. Before we start, please ensure the volume on your device is turned on. This information is about Education, Health and Care Needs Assessment, which is sometimes called a statutory assessment. You might also like to look on the information on the Rotherham Send local offer. An EHC needs assessment is a detailed look at the special educational needs of a child or young person and the support he or she may need in order to learn. Local authorities are responsible for carrying out EHC needs assessments under the Children and Families Act 2014. The assessment brings together information about what your child can and cannot do and the special help they need. It includes information from you, your child, the school or setting, and other professionals who work with or support your child. The assessment is to see if your child needs an education, health and care plan. This is sometimes called an EHC plan. The school or setting can often give your child help through SEN support. This means that the school makes additional or different provision from that provided to most other pupils to meet their needs. Sometimes other professionals will give advice or support to help your child learn. Some children need more help than the school can provide. If your child does not make progress despite everything the school has tried, an EHC needs assessment might be the next step. As part of the EHC assessment, the local authority will look at your child's attainment and rate of progress, their special educational needs, what has already been done, the difference that support has made, and your child's physical, emotional and social development and health needs. The law states that if your child has or may have special educational needs and they may need provision to be made via an EHC plan, the local authority must conduct an EHC needs assessment. If you think your child needs more help than the school can provide, you can also ask for assessment yourself. There are several people who can ask for an EHC needs assessment. Parents can ask by writing to the local authority. A young person, if they're over the age of 16 but under the age of 25, can ask for an EHC needs assessment. And the school or setting can ask, but only after talking with you first. It's always a good idea to talk to the school or setting before asking for an EHC needs assessment. Rotherham SENDIASS can also help you make your request. Other people, such as your doctor or a health visitor, can tell the local authority that they think your child needs an assessment. As soon as the local authority gets a request for an EHC needs assessment, they must tell you about it. The assessment process is broken up into different sections and should take no more than 20 weeks to complete. The local authority has up to 6 weeks to decide whether to make a needs assessment, and during this time they may ask you, the school and other professionals for information. It will look at all the information and must then tell you whether it has decided to either start the EHC needs assessment immediately or that an EHC needs assessment is not necessary at this time. The local authority must tell you why it thinks that an EHC needs assessment is not needed, and it must also tell you about your rights of appeal to the Special Educational Needs and Disability Tribunal and the time limits for doing so. It must tell you about independent disagreement resolution and mediation and how to make contact with them, and also how to get further information, advice and support. If you disagree with the decision, Rotherham SENDIASS can explain your options to you. The local authority will ask a number of other people for information about your child. This is called advice, and it should include information about your child's education, health and care needs, the desired outcomes for your child, and the special educational and health and care provision that might be required to meet their needs and achieve the desired outcomes. The local authority must ask for advice and information from parents or the young person if they are 16 to 25, your child's early years setting or school, an educational psychologist, health professionals who work with your child. This might include a paediatrician, speech and language therapist, physiotherapist or occupational therapist, for example. They will also ask social care staff and anyone else you ask them to contact who may be able to give relevant advice. If your child has a vision or hearing impairment, the local authority must also seek information and advice from a suitably qualified teacher. The local authority should also try to find out your child's views. You, the school and other professionals may be able to help with this. If you think your child needs someone to help them give their views, you can ask Rotherham SENDIASS for more information about this. You will have the chance to discuss your child with everyone involved in the needs assessment, and you will receive a copy of all the reports when the needs assessment is finished. An EHC plan is a legal document written by the local authority. It describes the special educational needs that a child or young person has and the help that they will be given to meet those needs. It also includes the health and care provision that is needed. You can read more about Rotherham EHC plans on the Rotherham local offer. Sometimes the local authority will decide that your child has special educational needs that can be met through SEN support. If this is the case, the local authority must tell you of its decision within 16 weeks of receiving a request for an EHC needs assessment. The local authority must also tell you about your right of appeal. If the local authority decides an EHC plan is necessary, it must first write a draft plan. It will send you the draft EHC plan and copies of the report so that you can read it all. You should check that everything you think is important has been included and that you agree with the outcomes and the proposed provision. The local authority will also ask you which school you prefer your child to go to. You have 15 calendar days to make comments, to ask for a meeting or accept the draft plan. You can ask the local authority to name a particular school or setting in the plan. The local authority will then send a copy of the plan to the school you request and any others that they feel may be suitable for your child. This is called a consultation. Schools also have 15 calendar days to say if they feel they can meet your child's needs. If you do not reply within 15 days, the local authority may assume that you agree with the draft plan. The last stage is for the local authority to send you the final EHC plan. If you are still unhappy with the plan at this stage or cannot agree with the local authority on a school, you will also have the right to go to mediation and/or to go to an appeal. If you need any help at any stage, you can contact Rotherham SENDIASS. At any stage of the process, you can ask to talk to a member of the local authority's staff. This will usually be the person named in the letters the local authority sends to you when it receives a request for an EHC needs assessment. If the local authority decides that an EHC needs assessment and an EHC plan are necessary for your child, they must carry out the assessment and issue a plan, whatever your views are. If you would like more information on EHC needs assessments or EHC plans, you could either visit the Rotherham SENDIASS website or you'll find information on the Rotherham Send local offer.